Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Polly, you are so sneaky doing that to me. Thank you for coming and joining us today on this lovely hot day on the Sunday sofa. I am Jane Morton. I am a psychic counsellor, a healer, practitioner, holistic therapist. I do loads of things, I can't remember them. And I am with the lovely
Polly Harnett. And hi, Jane Morton. Lovely to be back with you as usual. We've been so excited. We couldn't do the other couple of weeks ago because of certain things that were coming up. So it does feel like it's been a little while. So welcome everybody. But it feels ages, doesn't it? It feels ages. But it's ages. Yeah, but lovely to see everybody at home. And yeah, gorgeous sunny day out there, isn't it? Very, very hot, a bit too hot. I've resorted to the Sunday bedroom because it's so hot in my shed that I thought I was going to actually shrivel up and die. So yeah, I'm in the Sunday bedroom today. And if you don't know me, my name is Polly Harnett, and I am a spiritual medium, tarot card reader, trance medium, healer, all sorts of lovely things. And today we first of all would like to say hello to a few people. So who have we got on today?
Maybe they're all on the beach.
Maybe they are.
In the garden, in their pools.
Well, we've got a hot tub, but to be fair, I'd get in it without it being hot right now. Just for...
Maybe they are.
Oh, sorry. My phone's just started making noises. Oh my God!
I'll say hello to Natalie Rogers there and Stay Sure while you're playing around with your phone.
Sorry, I was just sharing. Right, hi, Stay Sure. Wasn't very professional, I do apologise. Hi, Terry Louise. Good afternoon, Polly, Jane and Richard.
Hi, Marissa Sarafina, if I said that right, from Northern California.
Hi, Felicity.
Hi, Dawn Quarry.
Hi, Hal. How are you doing? Jane and Polly, my favourites. Thank you, Hal. You're our favourite too.
Yeah. Hello, Lisa Wilkinson.
Hi, Julian Cross. How are you?
Hello, Anne McClernand.
Hello, Anne.
Hi, Siobhan.
Hi, Mel.
Hi, Mary. Snowley. Hi, Snowley.
Hi, Beverly.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, is that vegan? Regan, sorry. Hi, Regan. I've still got food on the brain at the moment. Sorry, Regan.
Hi, Heidi Spicer.
Hi, Kelly McKeaton.
Vegan. Hi. Hi, Claire Kendall.
Western Supermare. Cool. Everyone, see, I told you they're all in their gardens.
Yeah, right. So everybody catch up later, and everybody, please, that's on today, share, get us all out there. We do understand that obviously it's a lovely day, and all you're probably making the most of it with a nice beer in your garden or a gin and tonic. Unfortunately, I don't do gin and tonics anymore, which is very sad. However, I have found a reasonable alternative from Marks and Spencer's. I've just got to add this. If you don't drink alcohol anymore, whether that's your body's just saying, you're not doing that like me, or for whatever reason you don't like it, in Marks and Spencer's, they've got these little cans. You know the little cans that you can get normally of gin and tonic?
Yeah.
But they do little cans of fake gin and tonic, which is a good alternative.
Mock gin and tonic.
Yeah. Yeah, a mocktail.
I think a lot of people do that now, don't they? Because you can get fake beer, like 0%. Yeah, alcohol.
Well, Regan said it's 1 a.m. in the morning here in Australia. Oh my goodness, Regan, you're up late.
So you definitely wouldn't be eating a vegan. I think I've gone deaf. I think the sun's affected my hearing, it's affected my eyesight, it's affected me.
Oh, Catherine, thank you so much for sharing with your family and friends.
Thanks.
That's very kind of you. So today, hi Diana, hi everybody at home. yeah, so today we decided what we're going to talk about, and it is a little bit spurred on for the fact I had a very weird experience last night. Okay, so what we would like to know, have you had a very strange experience while being sort of half asleep? Do you feel like it's part of your spiritual awakening? Could it be that? Do you feel like it was a message particularly from a loved one and they've taken advantage of your nice relaxed half state? Have you had something very strange happen? Please do tell us your stories. It'd be really, really interesting to know.
And it hasn't just got to be sleep. It can be while you're meditating. It can be while you're having healing or giving healing. Any time that you're daydreaming, like when you're driving sometimes. But yeah, don't encourage that.
So
But yeah.
basically, when you're in some sort of altered state.
Yeah.
So, for example, an altered state is when you are in, like, you're not in your full awakened state, for example. So, yeah, please do. Oh, hi, Jessica. Nice to see you. First time watching. Please do share, guys, and get us out there, and everyone can watch us later. So I'm just going to read Mary's comment before I tell you about my experience. Yes, last night I was laying in bed listening to a meditation music and my whole head started tingling. Ooh. So Mary, what do you think that was? Do you feel that that was like spirit drawing close? Do you think it could have been like an angelic force or one of your guides? How would you feel that was to you? So while you reply,
Also, just quickly, did Mary play a guided one, or was she listening? Do you know, like the Hertz frequencies?
oh yes,
Because they're done for certain parts of your body, so it could just have been, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
some
So
of
let's
them are
know, Mary.
a bit strange, aren't they, to listen to? I've listened to a few of them.
Yeah.
So my experience last night, right? So I know sort of what I think happened, but it'd be interesting to see what you guys at home saw. You can get your thinking heads on and see what you're tuning into. So last night, now I did a reading party last night. Okay, so yesterday evening, I got home about 8 o'clock, so I'd started about 4. So I was quite tired because it's hot, you know, and I'd been obviously working and I'd done five readings in a row, you know, that sort of thing. So I was quite sort of tired, mentally tired, a bit worn out. So I came home, just my partner was doing a catering in the New Forest, so he wasn't there until later on. So anyway, sort of chilling out, sitting, watching a film. He came in, so we watched the film together, then went to bed. Now, like I said, I was quite mentally tired. So I was almost at that point where, you know, you're so mentally tired that you're not really thinking about anything. You're just sort of, you know, too tired to think,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So I came up to bed and I was laying down and I started feeling something prodding. I was like, when I say I definitely wasn't asleep because I was very aware of it. So above my knee, about sort of 4 inches above my knee, but in my inner thigh, I felt a really sharp pain, like a real poke, right? It's almost like, you know, if you have an injection, it was that like that. And I was like, oh. So then I thought, oh, God, I don't know what that was. It was like, felt like nerve, you know. Then I sort of touched it to see if I hadn't been bitten by something or something like that. Anyway, nothing was there. So I lay back down again, started going into that sort of mode again, and I got it again. Right, and I thought, oh, that really hurt. Anyway, so I thought, okay, well, maybe it's my nerves, I don't know, it's like a nerve in my leg, I don't know, you know, I didn't really think much of it. So then I'm starting to sort of relax again, because when I go to bed now, because I'm shocking at sleeping with the lady's time of life, I'm a bit shocking at sleeping. So I always put the same like meditation on every night. It's not a meditation, it's just like a chakra balancing sort of thing that I put on off YouTube. So that's going on. So I'm really nice and relaxed. And the next thing, I heard this woman. Now I can't tell you what this person said, but it was loud, right? As in, I can't remember. I did at the time. And I thought, that was so loud. It wasn't just like a voice in my head, it was loud. So I thought, oh, open my eyes, looked around, nothing, shut my eyes again. Thought, okay, I don't know, maybe I haven't sort of grounded myself quite enough, you know, that sort of thing. Anyway, the next minute, I felt myself leave my body. So I was aware that my body's on the bed and I could feel it going like this, but fast. And Now, the only way I can explain this, it was like being in the dark, but I could see. And do you know when you drop, there's really calm water and you drop in slow motion, you see that stone drop into the water, and then
the ripples,
that sort of bit goes splash up, right? Now imagine that being on your ceiling, right? And it's almost like that's happening in slow motion, coming downwards, this drip. Does that make sense? And I knew that I was going up to it. And I just said, it was really strange, right? And you're going to think I'm barking mad at home. I said in my head, if you're going to take me, just bring me back. Right? And that's all I could remember thinking or saying, just bring me back, because I don't know where I'm going, you know? And anyway, the next minute, gone. And I just, it was an hour, exactly an hour, looked at my clock, and I went, boom, back into my bed. And I knew that I'd just fallen back into my body, if that makes sense. I'd just fallen back in. And so then I'm sort of laying there, and weirdly, I lay on my side all of the time, all right? Every time. I'll go to sleep on my side and wake up on my side. And I was flat on my back with my arms like a spread like that as I came back down. And that's how I was when I woke up.
So you remember being taken, but you sort of remember coming back, but you don't know what happened.
I haven't got a clue. But what I can tell you is that today, everything feels really bright, like almost like
you've been abducted by aliens.
No, I don't know what happened, but I can't say it was, or I can't say it wasn't. I can't say anything because I don't know where I went. But everything today feels like bright. You know, like, well, when sometimes you go out, if you're in a really good mood and everything feels really bright, you look at the colours and the flowers, and you know, me and my other half
went really sharp screen, a really expensive big TV with really sharp colouring. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's really strange. So guys, what do you think? What do you think, Jane?
I think you're a weirdo.
Well, that's
I don't think it's that unusual. I mean, it's unusual for anyone to experience it, but I don't think it's that unusual if you think you've just said about you remember coming back down into your bed. Was that quickly?
Yeah, it feels like but then I felt like I went up quickly as well.
Have you ever felt that feeling where you've landed back in your bed and it's actually jolted you out and you thought, God, what happened there? I feel like someone's just thrown me back. So, which most people have one way or another, and we certainly probably have in our spiritual journey. All you've done is actually acknowledge being taken in the first place.
Yeah, it was really
and it's not so much taken, it's ascending, isn't it? Or have you been watching Stranger Things and you went to the Upside Down Road?
I've not watched it. I've not watched that. I haven't got to. I haven't gone to that yet. But it's very
gone to the
odd.
dark side yet.
But no, it doesn't feel like
it's ascension to me. It sounds like it's weird that the water's upside down. The sensation of it dropping down, not going up.
But it was like, it was like that. But it was like upside down to suck me up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that was my weird experience. But like today, I'm not saying I'm not normally in a good mood, but I've had a lot of going on lately, a lot of stress lately, you know, with one thing and another, a lot of work, aside from everything else. And it was almost like today, I was like, do you know what? I feel really good. I feel really good today.
If it had been Maya, do you think you would have known?
Well, I know I don't think it was.
Anyone that's watching, Maya is Polly's guide, who she trances into, just in case they're thinking, what is Jane going on about? But I'm just thinking, because she sounds, when you trance into her, she sounds very high, very ascended. She certainly sounds like non-human to me. She sounds very logical and very way out there, which we know you're not.
Like, I'm not very intelligent.
That's why your trance is so good. But could she have come and lifted you up to get you back ascending if you said you've been having a bit of a strange week?
I know. I think whatever's been going on, I need whatever. There's an ascension in it, definitely, because
definitely.
It's like I just don't. It was almost like a lot of the things that seemed to matter yesterday
didn't matter after that. Yeah. So it sounds to me you were ascended for a reason. So I say to people, I mean, we all ascend when we work spiritually, whether we believe in ascension or not. We ascend to a level to work with our clients. When we heal, especially when we both do Rahani, we ascend to the 5th dimensional aspect to work as a healer. So it sounds to me you've ascended again just to rise some vibration around you. So it's quite powerful. So
it is. I'm just going to put my glasses on so I can see this. I'm just going to read this.
Sharon, yeah. Read Sharon's.
Do you want to
read it? No, I'm quite happy to sit here
Sharon.
Today.
Well, I think this is strange. The other morning I wakened and a girl I used to work with name came plain as day.
Came plain as day on, and I thought it was on my iPad.
Oh, you heard the name?
Yeah.
Right. Did you?
Yes.
Sharon, did you call them? Or is she still alive? Sorry, I'm assuming that this person is still alive. Would you have assumed that?
I didn't know. I didn't assume she'd passed.
So
I assumed she connected to someone.
Someone that's yeah. If that person's still alive, it may be worth trying to get hold of them. All right,
or
because
you're going to see them. You're going to see them, or something's going to come up with them anyway.
Or you'll hear some news or something like that.
That's like a premonition or a deja vu that's just about to happen. That sounds to me. Yeah. She'll come back now and tell us she passed years ago. No, I don't feel she's passed.
No, I'm not quite. I don't think so.
But then it's unusual sometimes for people that, I mean, the amount of people that say to me in their readings or when they come to workshops, stuff they've experienced and it's freaked them out and they think it's strange. And I sit there and smile and go, yeah, not when you live in my world, because it's not strange to us because
it's normal.
we now listen to things like that.
Yeah.
But yes, she's still there. I thought she was. She didn't feel past at all. She wouldn't be happy with us if we'd finished her off. I did message her that same night. Did you get a response, Sharon, and let us know what it was? Because it sounds to me you were either being, like Polly said, told to connect with her for a reason, or something's going to come out of that anyway, because it is a premonition. It is a way.
Yeah.
But my friend, bless her, she's been gone just over 5-6 years nearly, and her name came up on my phone once while I was driving, so it came up on my car. And she had passed, so you can imagine my
wow.
I thought, wow, Jane, you're on fire today and you're driving, you're not even working. Her husband was ringing me on it because he likes to still use her phone. That said, that 2 days before that happened, I kept seeing a woman appear on Facebook with the same name. Not an unusual name, but she'd never used Facebook ever. She said it was an awful place. It kept appearing on my Facebook page. And I was thinking, why does this woman keep appearing on my Facebook page? She's not a friend. I don't know who she is, but it is my friend's name, her actual maiden name, not her married name. And on my phone, she was still in her maiden name because we were friends since 5. And then I went somewhere and picked up a book, turned the book, and the character had the same name. It was either an article I was reading, it was something I was doing, and I thought, what is going on? This is too much now, 3 times. And then when I went to sleep that night, she came and visited me. It was the first time I'd seen her since she'd passed. She actually visited me in my sleep, and she actually came to tell me off about something. She always liked to do that. And it was to remind me to make amends with somebody.
Oh, wow.
So she was literally preparing me. So it's not overly strange to us, Sharon, because we do get weird things. But to me, it's always a message, and it's someone trying to get your attention. But especially in technology, definitely in technology. Yes, I did, and I asked her to meet up, and said she's busy. Said, remember, you need your time. She said, thank you, Sharon. Oh, so you were there to remind her that there's more to life than work. That's what should we pick her a card, Polly?
Yes, let's do that.
I'm
going to go with the sacred traveller cards. I feel my fake ones.
Fake cards. Give them to Richard.
It was an accident because I did order them in good faith, thinking that I was going to get a genuine pack, but I got a fake pack. However, I'm still going to use them because I paid for them, and I do apologise to Denise Lynn. Huh?
Right, okay. Richard said there's an expression that says, "Let it go. Don't ruin a good day by thinking about bad yesterday." So Sharon, so that relates to Sharon? Are you saying that she's okay?
Right, off you go, Jane.
Off we go. I'm using my Nature's Whispers cards, and it fell out. I got potential gateway.
Oh.
Now we might scare her.
Do, 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 do.
Put the iPad away is what I'm going to say. Don't have it near your bed at night. Potential gateway. Straight away, people will go, "Oh, gateway, you know, awful things coming in gateways." No, they don't. Good things also happen. A gateway is also somewhere, it's you opening up. It's not somebody coming in uninvited. It is you opening up and actually connecting more. The tree in that card is really quite prominent for me. It's catching my eye. I've got a feeling of wanting to put you out somewhere. I do this a lot, actually. I want to put you out somewhere in green. I mean, I know it's a nice day today and most people head towards the water, but I want to put you in the garden or near the woods. I want you to ground yourself more, because it does sound to me there's been a lot going on with you in general, spiritually and in your normal day-to-day life, and it's all getting a little bit jingle jangled, and I think you need some grounding, as Polly was saying to us earlier. She probably, you know, escalated and ascended quite quickly. I'm also getting animals around you, so I don't know if you've just been visiting. I feel like someone's got animals in a field. We were talking about this before we come on, actually, about animals out on a green land, but I am getting animals. I don't know if you've been and visited somewhere like a small farm. I'm going to say they're small animals. They're like tiny ones, like goats and things. But I'm getting lots of animals around you, and I do feel you need to be in touch with nature, Mother Earth, things like that, just to clear your headspace. But I feel these are messages that are coming in, because I'm getting a big love heart around you, and I feel that someone's around you saying it's your time now to start paying more attention to the signs and what's going on. I also picked King of Pentacles. That fell out while I was having a shuffle. Don't know how, because that's a different pack. And Pentacles is always about money in the tarot card, but it can represent lots of things. When I looked at him, it's more about grounding again for me. I feel I want to ground you. You haven't got to be an earth sign to recognize this. It's about grounding, but acknowledging. And I am getting the star behind is telling me there is a lot for you, potential for you to start acknowledging and moving forward with. I'm going to say your very early days on your spiritual interest. I'm going to call it an interest, but it's telling me there's something very big pulling you, and the star is quite prominent. So for me, I'm just getting lots of spiritual potential, but you need to sort of clear out what's going on in your day to day. And the love heart is quite strong. It's telling me you're being protected for something that's happened recently. Over to you, Polly.
Well, I'm not going to add too much more to it, really, because you've said sort of what I was going to say. We've got unknown territory there, and we have desert passage. Trust there is a divine plan. Right, Sharon, I know you've said you're going to work somewhere with greenery, but I want to say that at the moment you feel a little bit apprehensive about things, okay? But at the moment, what I'm saying to you is don't be apprehensive. For what you're going to be doing, there's going to be something that more that comes from it. So it's almost like you might be juggling two things, juggling two jobs, juggling two projects, let's say, if you like. Okay, but there's a divine plan for you here. Now, what you're doing at the moment is great. All right, I would like to try spiritual. Yeah, please do. Because you're probably going to get more and more drawn to it, or you're going to get more and more signs. I'll just pick you another one. You got grounding, weirdly.
Yeah. See?
Okay. So this is just saying here that there's going to be a couple of things going on for you. The job that you're about to go to with the greenery, there's going to be something more coming from it. So just don't be surprised if you end up with 2 projects, because I do feel like you're going to be juggling 2 things in life at the moment. And just know that if you have been apprehensive about anything or feeling like a little bit in a limbo, because I do feel like you might have, Sharon, actually felt a little bit limbo-ish, just know that actually this sort of period of time that you have felt like that, everything's now jumping forward for you. Trust your gut on your decisions as well. If they feel good, do it. All right, that's all I want to add. Everything else I was going to say very similar to Jane. I was going to say Sharon then. So yeah, go for it. Do try a little bit of spiritual, see where you go, have an experiment.
I've just started getting, because I said kept getting the love heart, and I'm getting a heart beating in my ear, but the ear is actually uncomfortable. So I don't know if there's someone, this person that's surrounding you at the moment has something wrong with their ear, but also that ear is a way of opening up and listening to what is going on around you. So listen more to what you are getting, because I'm feeling there is somebody around you at the moment showing lots of love. So pay attention to all the signs.
Yeah.
You may find your ear is playing up yourself, actually. That's a classic when you open up spiritually anyway.
So have we got any more experiences, Mr. P?
Mr. P, you got one?
Hi, Sam Pert.
Hi, Sam. Martin.
Hi, Martin.
Hello, Martin. Is it Maeve? Eyesight's terrible. Had a beautiful white feather floated near right before me this morning, and dream messages grateful for. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's lovely. And just, well, I expect, Martin, you already know that who's there. Now, obviously, white feathers can represent angelic forces, or they can represent your spirit loved ones. So just know that there is somebody. I'm sorry, I just saw, I wasn't quite sure if it was a father or a grandfather just came close to me then. A gentleman here anyway, he's got quite a lot of white hair. His face has gone quite thin towards the end of his life as well, but he's got a really funny laugh. It's like when he laughs, he's really laughing, like really guffawing. Okay. He's got sort of dark lens glasses on when he stands here, and he's wearing a shirt and trousers, but he looks like he's lost quite a lot of weight. He's just coming in for you, Martine, there. Please do acknowledge, let us know if that makes sense to you. He's definitely having a bit of a problem with his chest and breathing at the end of his life, and might have had something going on with the esophagus, because he's not swallowing very well there. He's not swallowing very well at all. Let us know if that makes sense to you. Anyway, he just wants to send his love. All right. And I don't know if you remember, or you know, if there's some sort of celebration coming up, because he's showing his cigar, and often when they come in with a cigar, it's almost like they're celebrating something. So there should be a birthday coming up, or a celebration of some point or some kind. I want to say somebody's going to be announcing an engagement or a marriage around you as well, Martine. So just watch this space on that. He's very much around. He's holding like a hoe, or something like, not like one of them hoes.
I'm glad like, that's you, not me saying
just like a gardening thing, like something that I'm gardening with on a stick. Anyway, my father-in-law passed of spread lung cancer. Oh, no, I'm glad that makes sense to you. Can you please pass the message on to anybody that needs to hear it? You know, he's absolutely fine up there, bless him. It just keeps making me feel like my trousers starting to fall down. All right, so he's definitely losing weight and was trouble eating or swallowing there. Just know that he's up there and looking around, and he keeps talking about angel cards with you. So I don't know if you own angel cards, but he's giving you some angel cards, and he's just thrilled that there's going to be some good news in the family. All right, so just know somebody's going to be announcing a wedding or engagement or some sort of celebration, and he's looking forward to it. He loved his garden. Yeah, he definitely was holding his hoe, or whatever it is. Is it a hoe? They're called a hoe.
I know what it is. I know what you mean. It is a hoe.
Like on a stick with a little like metal bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As you can see, I don't do gardening. My my garden is slabbed and it has plants that can't die. That's what my garden
rubber
is.
ones?
What plastic ones? No, they're not quite plastic. However, they are sort of, let's say, subtropical plants for some reason that seem to be doing well in my garden.
So she said, yes, I have these and love that.
Brilliant.
Angel cards.
Oh, good.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Who else have we got, Mr. P?
Anyone else with their strange experiences?
Stranger Things.
I've got to watch this Stranger Things. Everyone keeps talking about it.
Yeah, you might as well. I've binge watched it.
Hello, Simply Sugar
from New York. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to share, those that are on. Don't forget to like and share, please.
Because sharing is caring. Hi, Felicity.
Hello.
I was in my room when suddenly there is something in my head. Said that I looked at the direction pointing to my window, when suddenly my environment gets quiet and suddenly saw a road. Is there more to that? Road. And the road is familiar to me. And I said to the voice in my head, since it's telling me that, what I am seeing is the road where my sister will find work. I answered, how that road is full of
full of come on with
it's like Coronation Street.
Let's find out what the end bit is.
So the road is familiar.
I found a bit. There is escalator.
And true enough, since I don't listen, she really had an accident. I received a call that she fell from an escalator. Oh my goodness.
And she didn't do nothing about it.
But don't blame yourself, because we can have all these dreams, and I've had dreams where people I love have passed away, and then I've called them the next day thinking, oh my gosh, what if they have, you know what I mean? And obviously they haven't, because I'm speaking to them and I'm like, you're right yeah, why?
No reason.
Yeah. But then I always like a little, if something sort of strange like that happens, I do tend to try and read about it, like the symbolism of and then I would read it, and then I'll have my mind put at rest, because often it doesn't mean that at all. It could mean anything. So please don't beat yourself up about it.
And also, you've had a premonition, and obviously you feel bad if something then happens, but maybe, it sounds mad, but maybe you were never going to stop that, because even if you told her, she might not have listened to you. She was still going to have that escalator, that fall on the escalator, because there may have been a reason. I know this sounds mad as well, why she had to do that. So that's the
that's the thing.
You
think. I mean, you think about
it.
If you did tell somebody, really, if you are going to think about having an accident anywhere, would you think about having an accident on an escalator? And if you'd have said something, they'd probably never gone on an escalator again, which would have, worried
and actually,
them.
That's true. I remember having a reading many, many years ago with quite a well-known psychic that lived in Portsmouth, and she told me not to go on two wheels. She said, you must not be on two wheels. It's dangerous. You're going to have a really bad accident. And I was thinking, two wheels? I'm in a pusher pram, but that adds more than that. But I did ride my bike a lot. I rode it a lot before I had my kids. I rode it with my second one. I used to put her on the child seat at the back and ride her to nursery, and then go off and do a course and a part-time job and ride back to get her, because it was the quickest way to get around. And it worried me so much, I stopped riding my bike, because I thought, it's the bike. But actually, who said it was the bike, and who said she's right? Because we all know we're not always right, and you have to take free will. But it actually prevented me doing it. And when I eventually got back on the bike, I was riding it for another year or so, quite happily with my youngest on. And actually, a car clipped me, and we both went down in a side road. I mean, we were all right. We were just trapped under it. But I didn't go, oh, God, I knew I should have got back on the bike because she told me not to be on two wheels. I actually thought, if you hadn't been in fear all that time, you probably, it's just a coincidence. It's not something we should actually.
No, of course not. I mean, I've seen it so many times where, especially around Portsmouth, where about when I lived on Hayling Island, the same. I would actually worry about riding a bike around Portsmouth, and as annoying as it is that people, teenagers and adults, are riding their bikes on the pavement, I don't flip and blame them, because people drive down our roads like complete lunatics.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would definitely say, well, it's something that I wouldn't do unless I had to anyway.
I think it's a premonition, and I think it's just learning how to deal with premonitions. And I also think, like I said, it's one of the downsides to how we work anyway. Everything we get doesn't always make sense, and everything we get doesn't mean we can prevent it. And sometimes we do get messages ourselves when we're not working, but we can't necessarily tell someone or stop someone. It's like you can't walk up to someone in the street and tell them something just because you're feeling it, because that's not actually ethical. They didn't ask you to do so. It's about tuning out when you're not working, and you've just put there, Felicity, that you really need someone to guide or develop what you have. And that's the thing. Everyone, I've always said this, has a psychic ability. Everyone can tune in. It's just understanding what you're tuning into, finding your strongest strength, because you can't do everything. It overcrowds. And going to see someone, going to development groups, working with people on workshops like me and Polly both do with people, to enhance it, to bring it out of people so they understand it, not so they're scared of it. But
because everyone works differently at the end of the day, don't they?
And it doesn't mean
just find somebody that either somebody recommends. I mean, I don't know where you live, Felicity, obviously, and you don't. Obviously, please don't put your address on here. But
you'll have more premonitions.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, you might have some
and
strange
stalkers
inboxes. But just know that if you want to develop it, for example, I think Richard, does Kirsty and Matt still do a group on here at all?
They do privately.
Privately, they're doing them at the moment. I do one in Portsmouth, but area, but it's not online. But there's so many going on. But do get a recommendation. Kirsty and Matt, who are on a Monday evening, I think they still do. I'm not sure, but do online groups and things like that, teaching groups. So please do get in touch with them. But yeah, Felicity, no, I know. I wouldn't. Even having a premonition, sometimes you can't, like Jane said, you can't prevent something happening. You might tell somebody and you might scare them to death, or you might tell them and whatever is supposed to happen because it's supposed to happen. Like things do happen. Sometimes we can't prevent them. So it's not necessarily being paranoid, but I wouldn't sort of overanalyze things, because otherwise you'll start driving yourself mad.
Yeah, and that's when people can really struggle with spiritual stuff, and they can either go one way or the other, or they get the fear kicks in. To make you feel better, I've just picked you Bountiful Harvest. Was that right? Bountiful Harvest. And I picked Nine of Pentacles, which both to me are flourishing cards. They're cards about growth, about being comfortable in your own skin. I'm going to go back to the Nature's Whispers because I think it's more relevant for you. There's lots of colours in there. The rainbow colours, which are the main chakra colours. She's holding the world. The white dove is a sign of spirituality. It's usually someone coming in, showing a loved one. White's very much around loved ones anyway. That to me straight away tells me you've got lots there to work with, actually. You just need to find it. For some reason, I am getting drawn to colours. I don't know if you've been seeing colours. I feel like some people can read auric fields. I'm getting that you see colours, some kind of energetic colour sensation.
I see dead people.
I see dead. We see dead people. But yeah, I'm just getting lots of colours around you, Felicity. So I think that might be where you want to start. I don't do it, but I am getting like coloured ribbons. That's a thing, isn't it? People do ribbon readings, don't they? Yeah. There's something about the colours with you. I'm seeing strands of ribbons with you. If you've been seeing colours, or you're getting a sensation of some kind of energy force around things, and it can be plants, it doesn't have to just be people, but you're seeing that around you, that's what I want you to tune into, because I think you are picking up people's energies, and that's where your premonitions are coming from. So that might be a way to start and look into sort of, but I'm getting coloured ribbons for some reason, which I know people do read. Ribbon reading.
Yeah,
But don't fear it. Go with it. But go with it. Make a note. I always say to my students, write everything down. Make a note of the things that you feel are different, the premonitions or just the feelings you're getting. Make a note of them. They start making sense. They certainly shouldn't make you feel paranoid. So I hope that helps.
I've got, well, I was going to give you a card, but it's the Six of Pentacles. It's all very pentacly, isn't it? Very pentacly.
Love a pentacle.
Definitely something coming for you, which is going to be quite promising. I don't know if you've been looking at getting a house, a mortgage, or a loan for something, but there is definitely some money coming. I'm just going to add that to what you said, because I think that was really plenty enough, actually. I think you're doing a very good job today, Jane. It seems like my head's going more mediumship today. I don't know.
I'm the psychic, she's the medium.
I don't know if, Dorothy, this makes sense to you. If not, it's going to make sense to somebody, so I've got to give it quickly before I do, before she goes. I've got a name of Doris or Dorothy, okay? It's that sort of name. So it feels like it's either Dorothy and Dottie or Doris, okay, that's coming in. Now, she's quite a, bless her, she's lovely, but she's quite little. She's got quite a square face, if that makes sense. You know, like some people have got round faces, some people have got more squared faces. She keeps showing me oxygen, so there was definitely some oxygen going on with her. Please let me know, Felicity, if this makes sense to you. If it doesn't, anybody out there, please do listen and just let us know and confirm, because she's just popping in and she won't leave me alone. She keeps poking me, all right, and telling me that I've got to give a message to somebody on here who is female, I feel. She's talking about water retention in her legs as well, around her ankle area, and her knees were bad, okay? Her knees were dodgy towards the end there. Yes, you're getting a loan. It's going to get sorted out. Okay, so Felicity, I was just getting that for you. That was just a quick add-on. Let us know about Doris or Dorothy. Definitely quite smallish, not very tall. If she's 5 foot, she's not much that, you know, around up or down from that. Square face. She would have had dark hair, and it's a shorter cut hair there as well. She's quite coordinated though, bless her, and she's laughing. Okay, she's laughing. There's something going on down here with somebody that she's laughing about. A child that's really funny down here, she's laughing about. It's like almost comical, but it's like comical because a child down here has got either ADHD, something like that, and just doesn't care what they say. All right, but just know that I've said it. Please confirm, guys, if it makes any sense to you at all. So Richard, I know that was a bit random and a bit out there, but if you do,
Valerie's just said she can take that.
Valerie, you can take it. I don't know if it makes sense to you about a child down here as well. Definitely yes. All right. Valerie, can you I don't know what she is to you, whether she's mum or grandmother, what she is, because she's not telling me, all right, but she's just saying that there's a female on here that she needs to be talking to her. She keeps telling, sorry, to you, Valerie, she wants to tell you to stop stressing yourself out, all right? Stop stressing yourself out. Everything's going to be all right. She's pulling in the pennies there, though, okay? Now, bless her, I don't know if you remember this, Valerie, but she's rolling up money. She's rolling up money. I feel like I'm hiding the money, okay? I don't know if this is you, Valerie, hiding the money, or if this is her hiding the money, but she's rolling a bit up and putting it away, all right, for a rainy day there. And it's cash, not this digital money she's talking about. It's like I'm hiding it in funny places, okay? And almost I've got a penny jar that feels really like it was like penny little loose changes going in, but she's definitely saying about pulling in the pennies there, okay? Don't worry about it. That's her. Okay, it makes sense, Valerie. She's so funny because it's almost like I'm being very, what's the word when you are not economizing, but it's almost like any spare money goes in something, all right? So any spare money goes in the pot. And she keeps hiding it, which so she also used to hide pills because she didn't want to take some. Okay, Valerie, she was wanting you to know that she's very much around, very much listening to what's going on. She keeps talking about a light fitting that's got dangly bits hanging down, so either like a chandelier, not like a really posh big one, but some sort of chandelier type thing, and it keeps moving without a breeze. Okay, and she's talking about that. Just know that it's her. She's fiddling with it. That's all she needs to say. Really random, Valerie, but she would not leave me alone. She was poking me until I said it.
Maybe she was poking you last night.
Maybe she took me up there. Yes, my money jar. Oh, you got a Valerie's got a money jar. Keep going. Keep that. And a holiday too. Holiday. She's talking about. Okay, that's it.
You need to be taken more often, Polly. You're on fire.
I'm going to say they don't just like dissing the cards with me today. It's like,
yeah. It's in our living room. Oh, the living room. The light must be in our living room.
Right, keep an eye out for your. It does it all the time. Oh, well, can you just say hello to Dorothy? Bless her, because she definitely is fiddling with it, all right, and she thinks it's hilarious. She's got a proper good sense of humour, proper quirky.
There we go.
She is on holiday.
She's on holiday. She's on holiday. Oh, and she's watching us. Thank you, Valerie. That's commitment. That's in it. That's
Valerie.
Either that, or the entertainment's rubbish.
She's our new best friend. It's probably Chico on or something.
Yeah. No, he runs a really spiritual retreat now, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah. Hello, lovely Rachel. Rachel Garbury.
Has she written that in French?
At all. That's what it is, isn't it? Everyone, yeah.
Hi, Olivia Louise.
Yeah, I see an article that he runs a retreat, quite a popular one. I can't think where. I want to say it's Croatia.
Are you talking about Chico, like Chico?
Yes, yes. Because he aired his views in the lockdown. I'm not going to say what his views are because we might get shut off. And he couldn't get employed.
Really?
Yep. So I read a really interesting article, but apparently the retreat is literally flying out. People recommend it all the time.
I nearly swore then on air.
There you go. Just goes to show, doesn't it?
Right.
How your life changes around.
I know. Well, it's Chico time in somewhere else now.
Yeah. You don't think he does that now? What's bad for his retreat?
Chico's spiritual time. Jessica Gulliford. I have ADHD. Me too. And I've been daydreaming all the time last few months. I started my spiritual journey about 2 years ago and meditate, but this feels different. Oh, so do you feel like you are shifting dimensions? Do you feel like you are shifting your consciousness? Because it's basically what it sounds like, Jessica. Now, out of all the people, I am like literally like, blah, 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 blah. I mean, Jane will confirm. That's how I work. It's like, I am just like that. Really like ADHD. I've got no attention span at all. Okay, readings are great because they're all different. Okay, I can't get bored, and this seems to be my destiny. But yes, you would think that somebody like us, somebody that has got like ADHD, for example, would find it really, really hard to shift states. And actually, I find it really easy. I can zone out from, say, for example, I was watching a program and you've got somebody shouting over there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I can focus right out and just block everything out and listen to that program, which is really quite weird, bearing in mind everything that's going on. And also, I can go very quickly down into a very deep state of consciousness. But it doesn't really make sense because in my head, a majority of the time, it's 1,000,000 miles an hour. So I would say, do what you're doing and go with it, to be honest,
have you
Jessica.
Always been able to do that with ADHD, or you've noticed you're doing it, you're zoning people out more lately?
No, I think I've always been able to do it. I mean, I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD, but without a doubt I am. I mean, the way my head works, it's not, well, I don't know, there's no such thing as normal, is there? But my brain is not normal.
You.
It is not the way it works.
But no, it's interesting. The reason I asked is because obviously my eldest has been recently diagnosed with ADHD. Again, not officially, but that's what they're sort of throwing it at. He's always been able to zone out. If he's watching something, he will zone everybody out. And if he doesn't want to listen to, he will zone everyone out. He's always been able to do that. So I didn't know if it's something ADHD people can do. But the daydreaming is what's caught my eye, because I've also been daydreaming a lot lately, and I'd say it's the last couple of months, and I don't feel I've been doing it a lot in the car. A lot. If anyone sees me on the road, stay clear. I've been doing it in work. I did it once on one of my workshops, but I did slap myself and pulled myself back because I thought, people aren't going to be happy paying me if I'm not paying attention. But I'm literally sat with people sometimes, and I'm daydreaming. I'm zoning out. I just don't seem to be with it. So I don't know if that's something that a lot of people are doing, because as you know, I spoke to you last week. I am feeling a little bit like a strange energy around me. Like I can't explain it. Like I'm just literally having this energy around me where I'm just really not interested in other people's problems or
drama.
Gossip. Yeah, and I really don't want to listen. So if someone starts listening or gossiping, I'm literally feel like I'm shrinking back in the room. Like, I don't want to listen to this. I'm not interested in this. It's nothing to do with me. But in general, I'm sitting there on my own daydream. I can even daydream watching telly. So I'm wondering if it's something. Let us know, people who are watching and not out in the lovely sun, if daydreaming's become a little bit apparent with you in the last 2 months.
How do you all feel like you're trying to, not even trying to zone out, but literally just going off on
because daydreaming is another state, isn't it? Another state.
It's an altered state.
Yeah, and they do say it's a form of meditation.
Meditation.
So, so that's interesting. Let us know. But she said it feels different, and she does say it feels different, and that's what I said to you. I don't feel like a negative energy around me. I feel different.
What did you say, Richard?
Don't matter.
Okay.
I heard him.
Okay. But cool, it's good for other people to listen to that, isn't it? So let us see who else is there then. Who else has got something to say? Hello, ladies.
Lovely Tina.
Oh, now Tina's another one that had a strange experience. Similar to mine, actually, yeah. But I won't
recently?
Yeah.
Tina, do tell. Come on.
So we were talking, Tina. Tina, if you have not been watching at the beginning, how dare you? How very dare you? No, we're joking. We love Tina. So, Tina, if you have missed the first bit, we're talking about strange things that have been happening when we're either asleep or in a meditation or altered state. Basically, that's what we've been talking about. Do you want to read Mary's?
Yeah, I have just read it in my head, in my daydream state. Mary Butcher, you've said that you had a dream that your mum was at the front door and then she floated around the side of the house, and she looked exactly how she did in the photo you chose for her funeral, on the front cover of their service, and it's confused you. I can probably not confused you. Probably again a little bit of a startle. It's probably made you think. Oh, one, to me straight away, I'd say that's showing she liked that picture. She's letting you know, great choice, great picture. Two, it's a way of letting you know, because that was the last thing you sort of remember her by. She's letting you know she is still with you. So that's why she's showing that picture. If she didn't like it, I think she'd come in the back door and sneak up on you. To me, doors, we use doors to open. Well, I do use doors to open and shut when I'm teaching people. It's a way of closing them down if they can't meditate properly or they can't calm themselves down or ground quick enough. I get them to visualize a door and try and close it. So to me, being in the front door is a way of showing you she's opening up to you and letting you know she's there. So I think that's actually quite a nice thing to see, but obviously I can understand why it would, alarm people, upset people. You put confused. I'm not going to argue with what you put, but I think it was more unsettled you, but you didn't understand why. I think she's letting you know that you made an excellent choice on that picture, and she's letting you know she's with you. But Polly, what do you think?
I'm tuning in for some reason. I told you honestly today.
She's been ascended, people. There's no stopping her.
I got sucked up to the aliens, so I think. And so whatever happened to me last night, I'm off on one today. Serious, right? Well, I'm seeing a lady, and I'm hoping this is mum. If not, then it will be a grandmother. But there's this lady here, and she has shown me that the last 3 weeks of her life, it seems like there was a really going downhill with her. So she's showing 3 weeks specifically, okay, where everything seems to be, I'm just it's almost like she could have gone before, if that makes sense, but she sort of lasted out. And she's one of these people that in life she was quite, like, say, dynamic. She's quite a matriarch of the family sort of lady, but very, very nice tone to her, nicely spoken. And she keeps showing me a nightie that was really comfortable, that was pink. Okay, she's like one that was like a real, possibly a favorite actually, but it's like a pink color there. And she keeps showing me herself in bed. But she still really wanted, I'm sorry, it's a little bit personal, but this is what she wants to say. She did like getting up and going to the loo rather than just being in bed, if that makes sense. I don't apologize about that, but she wants me to say it, so I'm going to say it. And she wants to say thank you to everybody that helped her. Okay, I hope it makes sense to you, Mary, because she did show like everybody trying to rally around, trying to help her. And it just feels like somebody couldn't either make it to the funeral or couldn't make it to her passing. But please, can you send the message that not to worry? Okay, she's okay. It doesn't matter. What matters is that, you know, that you all cared. That's what does matter. All right, now she's showing me like a very coordinated outfit there. Was there blue in the outfit or a very turquoise color? Because she keeps showing me like blues or turquoise, and that feels like
I got blue.
A favorite color or a nice color that she would have liked. And she's just looking so lovely, and it's her hair's done, she said, all right, and it looks good. And she said that even this, please, I hope this does make sense to you. Okay, she's showing me that her hair was done nicely at the end as well. Okay, so I'm not sure if this was when she was, you know, at her funeral, but she's showing me that they did a good job of her hair. Okay, I hope that does make sense to you, Mary, because bless her, she's floating around me right now, and just needs you to know that she's all right. Okay, it just felt drawn out at the end, but she wants you to know it was no pain, there was no hurting, there was nothing for you to worry about. That's all she wants you to know. Pass the message on, please. And there's something about the name Susan as well, so I hope you can take the name Susan. That's it.
Okay. I did pick her cards, but I think you've given her quite a bit. I got blue. I got a lot of blue. I also got lockets. I don't know if she kept them in her pocket, but you know the lockets, cough sweets.
Lucy Locket lost her pocket.
Yeah. That's what I got that around her as well for some reason. But yes, Mary said, I hope she's okay.
She's absolutely fine, lovely. She's worrying about you guys. She just wants you to know that she's fine.
Okay, have we got anyone else? Have we got any hellos?
Alison. I'm the same. I can't keep awake, daydream, and can't be bothered with anything. Is that just recently?
I think there's something going on, I'm telling you.
I think there's something going on, because I'm going to be honest with you, I have felt exhausted. I'm not even joking, like exhausted. You know, like you literally feel like for the moment you wake up, you're exhausted. And I think it's like you said, Jane, there's something going on at the moment. I don't know if it's the weather, a shift, something going on up there.
This is, I mean, we've had this heat spell the last few days, but this is before this. And to be fair, for coming out of June into July, it hasn't rained a lot, but it's been quite overcast, and it hasn't been exactly summer weather.
It's been quite muggy.
Yeah, but no, it's just kind of. I mean, it's even like I think I've had conversations with people, but I haven't. Yeah. And it's like, have I done that? But actually, I haven't. And then I'm indoors, and I'm quite happy in my own little space. I don't care if I see anyone. It is weird. It's not in a like I said to you, negative, depressive way. I just feel like I've cocooned.
Like in almost like you need to hibernate.
Like I'm hibernating in daydream state.
Yeah.
Maybe that I need to daydream.
Yeah, quite recent. Yes. I just can't keep awake. I've been exactly the same. And funny enough, I've had a little play with things like vitamins, etc. And
for the watershed,
I feel a little bit better. I haven't played with anything dodgy.
Yeah, but I take vitamin-y sort of things. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I'm glad I'm not the only one. But then I don't know. Does that mean you're not your normal sarcastic self, Alison?
Oh, Alison.
Bless you.
We'll give you an injection of sarcasm. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, do you want to read Tina's?
Okay, lovely Tina. I was trying to go to sleep, heard hubby snoring. It went distant. Oh, what, the snoring? Then it went blank all of a sudden. I was dropped into my bed. It took my breath away, but did not wake hubby up even when I swore. But then that's what I was saying earlier, Tina. I don't know if you joined us, you've come in halfway. I said to Polly with hers, a lot of people do experience that sudden being dropped back into their bed, almost falling out of bed, wake with a start because they physically felt themselves fall and then it woke them up. They do say that is where we've come back into our bodies from an altered state or astral traveling too quickly. So a lot of people experience that. They just don't experience what Polly experienced, where they actually are experiencing being lifted out of it. We normally only remember coming back from it. So yeah, people around us wouldn't necessarily notice, especially if they're snoring in a deep sleep. But it is quite common, more common than we realise. And again,
are you calling
Tina,
me common?
yeah, you're common.
Are you calling me and Tina common?
But lovely, not lovely Tina. But again, Tina, she doesn't mind me saying, because we did put it on Facebook. I've just obviously attuned her to Rahani as a practitioner, and she says she's still floating on air from it. So she's ascended again. And although she was already doing Reiki, and I think she does another healing, that Rahani has just ascended her again. So she's been ascended. So everyone is, in a way, ascending. They're just ascending at different levels, aren't they? And getting there. So, Tina, I do apologise if it's making you float around, because you did tell me you had a floaty sensation for weeks.
Floater?
Yeah, she's a floater. But I'd say, again, that's what she's doing. I mean, I do say to people, I mean, I love healing. We all know I love healing. But healing, especially when you already work spiritually, which Tina does, that healing does enhance other elements of your psychic ability. It brings out more psychic stuff. It brings out more. That's what lifted my mediumship out, because I was like trying to keep it in a box. It brings out lots of different things. So if you're I'm not saying only, because but if you're a card reader and you suddenly become a healer, you are going to notice you are picking up different things. You'll walk around, like Polly was saying earlier, everything's clearer. You see things in colour. It's like someone's just turned up the multi-technical thing. You smell, you hear clearer, unless you're not answering your kids. That's what I say. So it does uplift you. So I think that's what's happening with you, Tina, anyway. You're still, I mean, it wasn't a couple of months ago, you're still ascending from my hands. Should we pick Tina a card, or should we let her just... Oh, we got one from Regan. Regan, I did have a very amazing experience when my granny passed last year in December. I sang Amazing Grace twice, then started singing to her, You Are My Son. About 5 seconds in, third song, I heard Amazing Grace echo down the corridor. There was never music.
Oh, wow.
That's quite a powerful song as well, isn't it? Amazing Grace.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. Is in grace. It doesn't matter who sings it.
It was funny because Richard just sang it in our ear, and he sounded a bit like Elvis there for a moment.
Didn't he? Another string to Mr. P's bow. He can sing with his fake readings, as you can't see him. But yeah, that is a powerful song.
Can you sing it? Right, come on to air. Come on to air, Richard, and sing Amazing Grace to us. That was really nice, actually. Oh, we're waiting for you to sing.
There's his answer. He's not doing it. So, Polly is spontaneous. He won't do it live because that's it. That's nearly the same as him showing his face on air, isn't it, Richard?
No, I have heard him do a little sing occasionally.
What would you say to Regan with that anyway?
I haven't read it. I did. Oh, okay, I did. Well, what I would say is that I just think that you're very tuned in, Regan, to be fair. And I think that you're almost putting it out there and like some people don't put two and two together for like things like messages from spirit loved ones. And I think that you really have, you know, you're connected. I would say very connected to your granny as well. So I would just say, to understand that you're just getting confirmation. That's what it is. It's confirmation. So yeah, I would just go with it. Go with the confirmation.
Definitely. Polly, are we on tomorrow night? Don't do your live chats on here. This isn't her business page, Tina. What's up with you?
Yeah, you have no idea.
It certainly has changed me, Jane. More messages and more healing. Yeah, definitely. So, anyone else, Mr. P? He's singing. He's singing in his head. Yeah, we done her earlier.
Joanne Lewis, last night I was sitting on the sofa just chilling and I saw an illuminated pale blue light shooting in from my right, do a spin and suspend in front of me, acknowledging it. I felt a tingling all over. Ooh, what do blue orbs mean? There is a meaning for that. Mr. P, could you do some research, please?
He's doing it. I can hear him tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, is it blue? And blue is also, does blue also associate with Archangel Michael?
He does.
It does, doesn't it?
It
So
does.
I would say that you are probably being visited, and you know, if you felt the tingling as well, just acknowledge that you're understanding what's there when, and you're definitely, we know that you're on your spiritual path because I've seen you do your stuff, Joanne, before. So I would just say, just acknowledge it. I think a lot of people who are either just getting onto their spiritual path or during their spiritual path, we're all having strange things go on at the moment, and as long as they feel good, go with it. Just take the acknowledgement. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, blue is very much Archangel Michael. I think as well, though, Zadkiel. I can never Zadkiel. Yeah, I think that's blue as well, because Archangel Michael isn't pale blue. Zadkiel is.
Okay.
Yeah, so it might be. I don't know if you know your angels, Joanne. Obviously, clearly, I don't very well.
Oh, I'm not very good at angels. Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
I'm not an angelic person. Can you tell? But yeah, have a look at Zadkiel, because I'm sure it's him that's blue as well, and that's pale blue. So there might be a meaning to it, because also all the archangels have a meaning, not just their color. They have a meaning, and the meaning could be a reason. Because like we do call the angels in for a Rahani. That's how I know the colors. But they have a meaning as well. So we might call one of them in to particularly work with somebody more, because this person needs help. So just look at who else has pale blue, because Archangel Michael's slightly more dark blue.
Yeah,
he's a stronger blue.
So good at them. Right, now I've got overcoming obstacles. So apparently I'm allowed to touch my cards again now. Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything and begin now. Take your first step there. And with these cards, this begin now, you've got this, there's a road on there, a path, if you like, okay? This path's like leading you to a new experience. I want to say there might be a few friends that you're leaving behind actually as well, Joanne. I don't want you to worry about it. As we know, me and Jane, we have both, you know, moved on away from other people, or maybe people have moved away from us. You know what I mean? And it's not, as sad as things are at the time, I want to say, don't worry about it. Go with what you believe. I do feel like somebody's not either understanding you right now, Joanne, as you're sort of moving forward in your spiritual journey. Sometimes we just don't match an energy anymore, and it's all about going forward and not feeling drawn back by anybody else, not being pulled back by anybody else. This is a time for you to be strong and in your power. And I would say anything that you're doing here, just know that you can do anything. You can overcome anything. There's a little robin, I think, in that picture on that tree. Obviously a great big boulder and a sword going in there. You know, things are only an obstacle. Is it? No, it's not. It's a boulder. It does look a little bit like a peach, but it isn't a peach. But yeah, just know that don't let anybody stop you. An obstacle is only an obstacle if you let it be an obstacle. And sometimes an obstacle's there, go round it. Don't just, think it's there. It's go. Don't think things are obstacles. Things are only obstacles if you make them obstacles. That's all I need to say.
So I'm just going to say, because I was wrong. I hate being wrong. I pulled Make a Wish for you, Joanne, which I thought was quite lovely. Flowing the dandelions made me think of angels still. So I think, because did you know that means when dandelions like that is celestial angels? That's what it represents. The dandelion has 3 stages, and that is the celestial angel stage. So there you go. I'll do more about my angels than I let on. But blue is Gabriel, and Haniel, I can never say Haniel, but it is Michael as well. If it depends how you represent the colour blue. So I just wanted to look to check who it was, because I was thinking Sadkiel's purple because he represents your third eye. So purple. It's Gabriel. Yeah, so it could have been Archangel Gabriel. It can be Michael. It could have just the way you perceived him. And the other one is Haniel, because you do know your angels, but there's so many of them. There's 51 celestial pink ones that I work with in Rahani. So, imagine trying to cope with them lot. But there is only so many archangels. So the main archangels are the ones that you want to concentrate on anyway, really. The rest are angels. There's lots of different forms of angels for different things. But that's telling me he's come in. They've come in, whether it's Gabriel or Michael or Haniel or whatever it is. It's a way of saying, pay attention. There's something going on around you at the moment. That Make a Wish to me is just trust it. Something's going on. Blue is Michael, green is Raphael. Yeah, I've just said.
I do feel though that it's like lots of things. I always think you should go with your interpretation anyway. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be.
So blue is Michael in a dark form, but if you interpret it as Michael, then it's fine. It's pale blue. But pale blue is Gabriel or Hania. So yeah, but I think that Make a Wish is telling you. You've just said you're recognising differences. It's telling you to trust. Sometimes, like Polly said, we do have different journeys with our friends. It is sad. And it is a learning lesson for us. We've got to let go as well. And it does affect us in our ego and everything else when we're working with spirit. But it is a lesson, and it's a lesson we have to take note of and let go, because it opens up much more. So to me, that Make a Wish is trust it, say goodbye to it with love. There's something else coming in. When someone else leaves, somebody else will come in. So go with it. So I think actually it's a nice message you got with that.
Yeah, lovely. I was just thinking then, I don't know why, but it sparked me off. When you're thinking about colours representing this and colours representing your chakras and blah, blah, blah. I was sat in a group once when, years ago, a development group. And I was already out on the scene doing all this, but I just wanted to, sit with people that were similar, that sort of thing. And so I gave it a go. Is that seagulls?
Yes, I do live by the sea. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sounds like they're in the place.
Hang on, let me tell him to shut up while I'm on air.
And
yes, I live by the sea, people, so I get seagulls.
But it was just so, I was thinking it was a baby crying at the beginning.
No, it's seagulls.
Yeah, so and in this group, I remember I hadn't, however, done much platform mediumship when I was doing this group. And we're talking like mega donkeys ago. And I can remember somebody telling me in the group that you should wear blue when you do mediumship, right? And I was like, why?
To speak your truth.
Yes, I know, but why would on earth? I mean, I'm wearing a beigey brown, right? And I can still do mediumship, right? And it's like people that do trance, for example, think that you have to wear black. Why? I mean, if you are sitting in, for example, if you're sitting in dark doing physical mediumship and you're sitting in the pitch black, for example, what do they care?
Fluorescent underwear on, would you?
Yeah, but why? You wouldn't be able to see it because there'd be no light shining on it. So what does it matter if you're wearing yellow?
I think that's just old. Sometimes, I mean, I do like black, but I wear lots of different colours. So I've got pink on, and it's not because we were going to talk about angels. I've just quickly changed that shorts and t-shirt and put this on.
Because you were sweaty.
Because I was sweaty. And and actually, this is meant to sit off my shoulders, and my little shoulders won't keep it down. But there you go. But I sometimes put black on, just put it on, and then someone's come for reading, and I look down at myself sometimes, and I do laugh and think, God, you look like a proper witch. You look really witchy. So when they come, they're going to look at you and think, oh, curly hair, witchy looking. Yeah.
Oh,
and
what?
I just laugh.
A blancmange.
A blancmange. And then I laugh because I think no one cares what you said no more. I think if I actually sat with a witch's hat and like really weigh out whatever, then they'd be worried. But I tend to wear uplifting colours if I'm doing healing, if I'm teaching healing, and if I'm like when we do a fair, I'll try and think of a bright colour because it lifts your face, so it lifts your colour. But I don't actually think there's a particular colour for what we're doing. No, it's what we feel good in. And actually, if you look at your colours, when you put a colour on and you're drawn to a certain colour, there's a reason you're being drawn to it for you, not for anyone else. You've picked a colour out for a reason for you. It's about you. It's not about
I wasn't
what you're
feeling
doing.
beigey brown. It's just it didn't need ironing and it went with my shorts.
There you go. So, but if you were particularly doing something, I mean, like you said, we've come on here. We've both just been hot and sweaty and just jumped on. Obviously not together. We're like
what
5
are you
minutes
saying?
away from each other in a car. But yeah, I do think some people get. How can I put it? And I'm probably going to upset people now. Some people can get get right into character about what they're doing. Oh, hello, just get real and be yourself. Because it's when people go into that character and talk about all that people sit there and go, weirdos. People want down to earth, straight talking, brightly coloured people, whether they're wearing beige or not. Your colour comes out of your personality, not what you're wearing.
Oh, yeah. I've got a sunny personality.
There you go. They'll sit down. They won't even notice your beige top, would they? Absolutely beautiful, Jane and Polly. You've given me an insight on what's happening. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Joanne. You're welcome. And I don't care who the angel was, because it's what's important to you that come in. But I think I need to pay more attention to my colours on my angels when I'm working with them. Anyway, what we got, Mr. P? What else have we got? The seagulls are gone. I chucked a brick at them.
That's not kind.
Didn't really.
Did you make a spell?
Me lob a brick out.
Did you make a spell?
I think someone keeps throwing bread over the back there, and they keep flying over me with things in their mouth. But then the crow swoops in, all in black, and he takes on at least crows. 6 I like a crow, and he takes 6 seagulls on at a time. And I think, fair play to you, little predator.
I just think just for a laugh, when you're just trying to go to bed or really early in the morning, I'm just going to throw a loaf of bread on top of your lodge.
Don't, because they walk. And Tina places, she still watches. She know this as well. They walk across our roofs, crows and all. And seriously, it's like workmen with boots on.
I know, they're so loud.
They are so loud, and you can literally lay there and they're going plump, 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 and then you just think, how many are up there? And that's without bread. They just like doing it.
Yeah.
Right, Marissa. I seem to see shadows a lot more if I'm tired. I also saw a man that was not nice a couple of times on what we call the haunted hill. I also can get very silly and say stuff that doesn't make sense when I'm delirious. Okay.
You have to sort of debunk a little bit, because actually, when I for example, the delirious bit, literally, I'm not even joking. When I've been so tired and really hot and like my readings towards the end of the day, sometimes I feel like I'm slurring, literally. And it's like my head's tired, but I'm still channeling and whatever. And sometimes I will literally feel like, like almost it sounds like I'm a bit drunk, but I'm not. I don't even drink. So it might just be that you're very tired. Okay, so do obviously start looking after yourself. Make sure you do sleep properly, because you have mentioned tired a couple of times in there. But yeah, I mean, a haunted hill, if it's renowned for being haunted, obviously, then you may well have seen something. But and in the corner of your eyes, because you're maybe less. When you're not quite so, let's say, awake. When you're really awake, you're obviously conscious of what's going on around you. When you're sort of tired, you can be like in that altered state. So it might just be that you're seeing things, seeing spirit, for example. But yeah, with the delirious bit, don't overanalyze that, because it could be that you're really, really tired, and just be aware of it.
Just quickly, I picked higher ground with you, and then let love be your beacon fell out at the same time, and that told me that I'm not dissing what you're getting, and I've just nearly took my head off with something, but I feel that you do need more grounding. And if you want to go up to Haunted Hill, or anybody, I keep getting another word in my head, I've got to move it. Any other place that's haunted, always make sure you're in your good mindset, or you're, like Polly said, looking after yourself, because that tells me higher ground, that you're not quite grounded enough. You're not. How can I put it? You need to be quite in your body to be able to concentrate on those around you. If you're not looking after yourself, or you're not grounding your feet, then you are going to feel differently and get a little bit uplifted with it. And like Polly said, sometimes we have got to take some things out and realize it's not spirit, it's nothing spooky or sinister. It literally is just us being tired and overreacting, and just needing some time out. So I would say do some grounding work before you go and do anything spiritually, paranormal, anything. You still need to ground yourself and protect yourself before you do anything. Even as a visitor, even as a guest in somewhere, you must be grounded. And the let love be your beacon is telling me there's still a fear factor going on with you. I feel around you, I'm going to talk chakras now and colours, but around that heart chakra, there's still a fear factor. You like the excitement, you like the thought of everything, but you haven't actually let go and trusted it. And that's why you're a little bit out of sorts with everything. You need to ground and release the fear to enjoy it. Hope that makes sense.
I just quickly picked the mystical healer, and that card says healing energy flows through you. And if you look at that, it's a very divine sort of image there. Now, I would say that you do need some healing at the moment, but I do see your potential also, Marissa. I don't know if you already do it, but as a healer, actually, I don't know if you've been looking into doing this, for example, but it really does feel like it's time to sort of experiment with a few things. For example, some sort of energy healing, but having some of that first. Okay, you do feel like you're running on fresh air, to be honest, and there's a lot going on with you. Your mind seems very overactive, and probably a bit like mine, overactive. So don't think you're on your own. And there's lots of things going on where you do feel like you're being more, let's say, drawn into maybe a spiritual sort of way of life. But I want to say, just be careful. Now, I know that I've done in my time a lot of paranormal stuff. I would say make sure that you are really grounded and really well in yourself before you go and do anything too much like that. Only because we know as energy people that you can pick up sort of, let's say, on negative things, negative energies and things like that. It's just being aware, all right, that sometimes when we're not running on, when we haven't got a full tank, that's when, for example, we can end up getting like a virus, isn't it? If we're not running on a full tank, we'll end up getting something, or a virus, something like that. And then you have to understand that if you're sort of around, let's say, haunted places and not feeling 100%, it's really, really good to protect yourself. So make sure you have crystals. I won't go anywhere without crystals. If I won't go to a haunted location without crystals, all right. And my intention is that before I go there, I put loads of protection around myself, make sure I'm grounded, because basically I don't want, I want to experience, of course, or else there'd be no point going. But by experiencing something in a safe way. So this is just saying, but I want to say that but push that forward onto people that are around you as well. Now, this could be at work when sometimes people aren't very positive. It could be like a friend that isn't being particularly positive, or it could be a family member that isn't being particularly positive. But I want to say, just making sure there that you put your protection up, or have crystals and have that intention of that that protection with you. Okay, that's what I do want to say, Marissa.
Yeah. And just quickly, when you said that man wasn't very nice, it might not be that he was negative. I mean, we weren't there, so we can't say. But it might just be you picked up on how he was as a person in this life. He might have been a bit of a grumpy, moody person, because they tend to show us their traits, what they were like here. That doesn't mean they're now like that once they've passed. So again, if you weren't grounded and you were feeling a bit out of sorts, the sensation would have been more of a negative feeling than a positive one. So we need to make sure we're always in the right mindset when we're working.
And there's a difference as well. Look, we've talked about before about ghosts and spirits. A ghost is like a memory. So, for example, it's like there have been sightings in certain places in the country and probably all over the world where it's like somebody sees like a girl running across the road and they think they've hit them in the car, and they get out and there's no girl there, for example. You know, I can't think of one specific, and it's like a memory. So this girl did, however many years ago, maybe get knocked down by a car and killed. However, it's the ghost, it's the memory of this happening almost every night. You know, that's why so many people will see the same thing. So, you know, it might not be like Jane said, it might not be an evil spirit or a bad spirit. It could just be a memory of whatever happened there.
Yeah. And that's why with more training and more knowledge and more grounding, you get to decipher what you're seeing, what you're getting. So yeah.
And this isn't just for Marissa, this is for anybody, by the way. Any advice or anything we say or anything we pick up on, it's just for anybody. It's all good to discuss things and understand, you know, that there is differences. There's different, you know, I mean, there can be lots of different spirits, but I think probably a lot, to be fair, I'd worry about more human beings than I would spirits.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
But anyway, but thank you, Marissa, and I hope that helps you.
Yeah, and thank you for
bringing your protection in. Yeah. So,
have we got any adverts, Mr. Producer? Yes, let's do them.
Tomorrow morning from 11 a.m, join us for our live and interactive brunch show with Alison Barton and Dawn Collinson. Each week they introduce a different guest while Dawn offers free mediumship readings. Tomorrow night from 8 a.m, join Matt and Kirsty Grogan for their spiritual advice show. Those who ask the best questions will be offered mediumship or oracle card readings.
Oh.
Oh, we're back on, Polly. We're back on.
Back into the room.
Have we got anyone else, Mr. P? Claire Hallinan. I think the strangest experience I've had was waking up and knowing someone was at the bottom of my bed. And when I opened my eyes, it was me.
Oh, that's cool.
See, I was just thinking I'd love to wake up and find someone at the bottom of my bed. But yeah, it's been a long time. But yeah, I wouldn't want to see me. Two and me would not be good for even me.
Yeah, but would not that be the freakiest
that would be
thing?
Cool. Is that like your shadow self watching you?
Well, no, it's probably let's say your soul.
Your
it's
soul,
coming out
or
and
you astroplaned in a different dimension and came back.
Because when I take people on little journeys, let's say, okay, when I do this, or meditations or shamanic journeys, you are leaving your body. You know, you are leaving your physical body and going off to do that journey. But obviously, it's done it for you. I think the weirdest thing is waking up. Maybe you were supposed to wake up and see that, or maybe you weren't. But it's quite interesting, isn't it? I wonder what they were doing. I wonder what you were doing to yourself. As in, what I mean is, were you giving yourself healing? Were you separating for a reason? That's
actually,
what I mean.
I've just picked her intuition. What a beautiful card as well. Look at all that activity going on in her head. And obviously straight away intuition and all that loveliness around her straight away tells me she literally was having an out-of-body experience with her soul, body and soul. I'd say that everything was going on and you were seeing a reflection of what the person, I mean, I hope you liked looking at yourself, but I'm saying the person at the end, the soul, was your, we call it the 3 minds and the 4 bodies, I think. But, that version of you looking back with so much knowledge that's then going to come back into you and give you all that knowledge if you're willing to listen to your intuition. So I think that's actually,
I tell you what,
lovely.
If I did that, I wouldn't want to, I look dog rough in the morning, I've got to say. I mean, my hair's short, so I always end up with a sort of side mohawk thing going on. So I really wouldn't want to wake up and see myself like that. But I wonder how you saw yourself. Were you exactly like you were in bed, for example?
No, I think she see herself differently. Well, I don't know, Claire, you tell us, but I feel she see a version of her sat on the bed looking down at her while she was in it.
Well, I picked a card which was transformation. Look at that.
There you go, with the intuition. Lovely.
And so this is like literally, I mean, you see that, it's almost like a phoenix, isn't it? They're rising from the ashes. I want to say you probably had a very big download that day.
Yeah.
A very sort of, and again, an ascension, if you like. And I would just go, oh God, that was amazing, Claire. Honestly, I think that's fascinating more than mine.
Have you never not seen yourself?
Not like that.
I have. In a meditation. I've seen myself in a meditation when I've been going.
Meditation,
yeah. When I was told it was a guided one, I was in a circle group thing doing whatever. I think it was regression, and they told us to look for a loved one, and it was me. It was a younger version of me, the other side of the bridge.
I have done that, yeah. But to be fair, I've acknowledged it, but not just stared at myself. But the only time I can really tell you when that's happened is when they gave me codeine when I burnt myself, and I was floating above my body looking down on it, and I was thinking, holy something, I'm just laying in that bed. It was really weird. I don't know how that feels
from my out of body experience when I had my near death experience. So yeah, that was a bit stronger than codeine, but that is weird seeing your body.
Yeah, I was looking down on it, thinking.
But loads of people have near-death experiences, but I think Claire's is actually quite a lovely experience.
That's really cool.
It's really, and that's actually quite nice, Claire, because we're going to end this show on that one, and we think we've ended that on a really nice, positive. Well, I hope she thought it was positive.
I do.
Has she come back to us, Richard, and said that she found it positive? No. Well, Claire, if you are listening or you rewatch it, we hope it was positive for you. We're both gobsmacked. We want it to happen to us now. We'll go to sleep tonight and work on that, Polly.
Yeah,
if Polly doesn't get taken somewhere else tonight. But yes, that sadly is the end of our show today. So
we're really looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks' time.
With our surprise. We have a surprise. We have a surprise.
Oh, I'm hoping it's not the day I'm not here, because I've got to go to a wedding. But I will have to check that. I will have to check that. If not, then you'll be surprising.
I'll be surprising people with the surprise.
Yeah. So okay. So guys, we'll see you soon. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. There's not much of it left, but please do make the most of it. And enjoy the sunshine just for that last few hours before you guys have to go back to work tomorrow.
Okay then. So we will see you all soon. Take care and bye.
Bye.